Hey there, presentation pros. Ready to take your PowerPoint game to the next level? In today's tutorial, we are diving into a super handy tool, the MLC PowerPoint Add-in. This amazing add-in is going to save you time by reducing those endless clicks and speeding up the process of creating stunning presentations. Whether you are designing slides from scratch or polishing an existing deck, this tool is here to make your life easy and your presentation smoother. So, let's get started and unlock the power of fast and more efficient presentations. Okay, so now that you have your MLC add-in downloaded and installed in your computer, now when you open PowerPoint, you can find it right next to Help here in the menu, in the principal menu. So click on MLC and then all of the commands of the add-in will appear. They're very easy to find because they are all yellow. So I'm going to show you group by group from left to right how these commands are going to save you time and speed up the process of making presentations. So the first group that we're going to see is the objects and sizes, which is this one here. And the first command is swap shapes, this big one. What this command does is that changes the position, swaps the position of two objects selected in the slide. It can be shapes, it can be images, charts, text boxes, it can be any element in your slide. So in this example here, I have 4 colors. I have gray, orange, yellow, and black. And I have also the names of the colors. But as you can see, the colors don't match with the names. So what can I do to change the position of these colors but avoiding to do it manually? So I select the first one, the gray, then with shift I select the other one, the yellow, and then I go to swap shapes. And you see that it changes the position. I can also decide to change the text boxes instead of changing the shapes. So I change the black, I select the black, I select the orange, and then swap shapes. Now the position of the names of the colors swapped, changes. So this command here is very useful to change the position of the elements in my slide and saving a lot of time. The second command that I have here, which is this one here right next to swap shapes, is same size. The same size, what it does is that make the elements, all of the elements in my slide in the same size. But I need to select always first the reference. So this is a golden rule for all of the commas of the add-in. The first object that you select is your reference. So for example, if in this slide, I want all of these images here to be the same size as the tiramisu, I just select first the tiramisu, then with shift, I select the other ones, and then I go to same size. And now, as you can see, all of the images in the slide have the same size as the tiramisu. Or, for example, if I want all of them to be as the size of these cupcakes with the candles. So this is my reference. I select this one first, then with shift, I select the other ones, then same size. Now, all of the images have the same size as my reference, which was this image with the cupcakes and candles. Now, we have here an example how using these two commands together. So I have here one title, which is click. I have target, but as you can see, the icons are not in the right place. So the first thing that I need to do is select the two icons and swap shapes. Now they are in the right place. They match the title. And now I need to have them both in the same size. So I decide that my reference is going to be this icon of the target. I select first the icon of the target, then with shift, I select the other one, then same size. Now you see that they both have the same size and are in the right place. I just need maybe to put this here, and now I'm ready. Now, the same size also works for charts. So for example, here I have these two charts, but I want this one here with the lines to be in the same size as this one here with the bars. So I select my reference first, then with shift, I select the other one, then same size. Now, both charts have the same size. We also have here in this group, right next to same size, you can find same height and also same width. So, how does it work? For example, here I have the images of the lemons and I have this a yellow square. So if I want that this shape to have the same height as the image, which is going to be my reference, then I select first the reference, which is the image, then I select with shift the other element, then I go to same height. So now the yellow shape have the same height as the image, which was my reference. We also have same width. So for example, here I have this title and I have a table, but I want my title and the box in my title to have the same width as my table. So in this case, my table is my reference. Then I select with shift the title, then same width. And now they both have the same width. Now, let's go to the second group of the commands, which is this one here, is the advanced copy-paste. The first one that I'm going to see is these two, these four here. I have the copy-paste size and the copy-paste position. So, for example, I have a chart here in this slide, in slide number 10. And then I have another chart here in slide number 6. So, what if I decided that I want this chart in slide number 10 to have the same position and to be in the same size as the chart in slide 6? So I go to the reference, which is the chart on slide 6. Then I select the chart. I go to copy size, then copy position. Then I go to the other slide. I select the chart that I want to change, then paste size, then paste position. So now these both charts, even though they are on different slides, they have the same position and the same size. So these two commands, these four commands actually, are going to help me to have consistency through my presentation. So for example, if I'm working in a presentation that has a lot of elements, for example, a lot of charts, and I want all of them to be in the same size, the same position, I can use these four commands to be sure that these charts are going to be always in the same position and have the same size. In this group, we also have here the copy paste to active slides. Active slides mean that they are selected slides. So, for example, I have this logo here, and I want this logo to be in all of my slides, for example. So, the easiest way to do it, which we all do, is Ctrl-C, and then I go to the other slide, Ctrl-D, then to the other slide, Ctrl-D, then to the other slide. But these are 4 slides that I just did. But what if I'm working with a 20 slides presentation or more? If I do this manually, it will take me a lot of time. So these two commands are going to allow me to do it in just 1 click or 2 clicks. So let's go back. I select the logo that I want to copy. I go to copy to active slides first. Then I select the slides where I want this logo to be. So for example, I wanted it to be in all of the slides. So how can I do to select all of the slides? Which one is the shortcut? So I select one slide here on the left, Ctrl A, I select all of the slides. Now there are active slides because they are selected. So I go to copy to active slides. Now I'm going to put it bigger so you can see. Now the logo is in all of the slides. And it took me just 2 clicks. Or, for example, I don't need this logo to be in all of the slides. I just want this logo to be in some slides. So I select the logo, go to copy to active slides. Then with shift here in the left, I select the slides where I want this logo to be. So I select this one, then maybe also select, let's say this one, with control select also this one here. Okay, now that I have my slide selected, copy to active slides. And the logo is being copied in these slides, these active slides, but not in the other ones. So this command is going to save me a lot of time when I have something like a logo where I want this element to be in all of the slides or in some slides. Now, let's go to the third group of the MLC add-in, which is the align and order. We have the alignments, and remember that the golden rule for all of the MLC add-in commands is that the first element that I select is my reference. So in this exercise here, we have these two yellow squares, and also we have this black one, which is going to be my reference. So you can see that if I select the black one first, then we shift, I select the other ones, then I select the align to the left. You see that the black square didn't move. The other ones came to the left of this black square, which was my reference. The same happens if I select the center, align in the center. So for example, I select my reference first, then with shift, I select the other ones, then in the center. You see that the black one didn't move. The other ones came to the center of this reference. And the same happens if I decided to align it to the right. The reference didn't move, the other ones came to the right of this reference. I also have the distributions. What is the difference between the alignments and the distributions? The alignments aligned two or more objects to the right, to the left, to the center, and the distributions distribute the elements equally in a slide. So that means that it puts the same space between all of the elements. So for example, I want these elements to have the same space between them. I'm going to put this right here so it is more clear. I select all of these, then I decide to distribute horizontally. Now you see that they have the same space between them. For example, vertically. Now they have the same space between them. So the difference between these commands, because they are very similar, the icon is very similar and it's very easy to confuse them, is that the alignments have two elements in the icon of the command, and the distributions have three, because to distribute objects I need at least two spaces. So I need at least three objects. And to align something, I need at least two objects. So that is a very easy way to differentiate them, because they can be confused because they look very similar. Now, we also have here, right under the distribution ones, we have the stack, horizontal or vertical. So in this exercise here, I have these elements here, which are part of a process strategy, for example. So this command allows me to have them right next to each other, stacked to each other. So in this case, I'm going to stack them horizontal, so I select them. Then I go to stack, then horizontal. So now you see that they are all stacked horizontal right next to each other. I can do it also vertical. So for example, let's say that I have these elements here in a horizontal way. Okay, so I select them, then stack vertical. Now I just need to align them to the left. Now, for example, analysis comes first, so I can change the position of these two. I select one, then the other one, then swap. Now, strategy comes first, then I swap. Then I can change these two, now also this one. And now they're in the right position and they're all stacked to each other in a vertical way and aligned to the left. Let's pass to the fourth group, which is the text and tables. What do I find here in this group? I have first the split text and merge text. These ones right here are very useful because, for example, I have this text here, which is 4 bullet points, but they are all in a text box. But maybe I want them to be separate because I wanted to put them in a horizontal way. So instead of selecting each one and then copy paste it and then do it 4 times, I just select all of the text box outside of the text box, then I go to split text, and now you see that they are all separate. So now maybe I can decide to stack them to each other in a horizontal way. So I select them and then I go stack horizontal. Now I can align them, and now I have all of the bullet points stacked to each other in a horizontal way. I can decide, for example, here to have them all in the same size. So I select first the reference, which is this one, then I select the other ones, then same size. Now maybe stack horizontal. Okay, now because they are now separate, I can decide to delete the bullets. So delete the bullets, and now this is a very fast way to have them separate, to not do it copy paste each of the bullet points. And the merge text does exactly the opposite. So for example, let's go back. I have them all separate, but maybe now I need them to be together because I wanted to put them all in a text box. So I select them all, then I go to merge text, and now they are together in one text box as it was before I split text. So split text, split the text, put it individually, and merge text does the opposite. Merge all of the text back together. Now, we also have the split tables. So for example, if you are working a table and you don't want to work more in this as a table, you want them to be separate elements. So I select the table, then I go to split tables, and now you see they are all text boxes, normal text boxes that they are separate from each other. So maybe you just need some parts of the table and you want to erase the other parts, or so with this command here you can split the tables very easily. So now let's pass to the other group, which is the consistency. The first command, which is very big here, is the consistency manager. This is one of my favorite commands. It's very useful to have consistency in your presentation. It's going to allow you to have your presentation in the same font with the same colors, but it's a very easy in a very easy way. So click on the consistency manager. When you click, it's going to appear this panel here in the right. So you have fonts, you have colors. So for example, I go to this slide. I have here an agenda. Let's go and refresh. If I go fonts and refresh, you see that it shows that I have Calibri and Calibri Light. So in this case, I have in the titles, I'm using Calibri, and in the other parts of the text, I'm using Calibri Light. So I can change this font very easy here. You see that right next to the name of the font, you have this arrow here. So when you click on the arrow, the menu of the font type is going to open. So maybe let's change here. I want the titles to be Arial Black. Now, because Arial Black is a bigger font, maybe I can decide to reduce the size of the fonts. So let's see, I select them and then I can reduce a little bit because it's bigger. So now, now that I have Arial Black on the titles, maybe I can put Arial on the rest of the text. So I go to the menu here, right next to Calibri Light, then I select the font that I want, which is Arial. Now, refresh. Now it says that in my slide I have Arial Black and Arial. And now I can also decide to change the colors. So for example, you see that here it shows me all of the colors that I have here on the slide. I have the black, I have these grays, I have the yellow, and I have also white. So let's change, for example, the color of this one here, this element here. I'm going to put it in orange. Now I go and refresh. And you see that now it shows me also the orange. So if I want to maybe to change the other yellow elements to the same orange, I can. I go to this panel here, and then I have double click on the code of the color, Ctrl C to copy. Then I go to the yellow because these are the ones that I want to change for the orange. Then Ctrl V, then refresh. And it changed me also the colors of all of the elements that were yellow. Now they are orange. So for example, this here I'm changing just the color and the fonts of this slide because it's the slide that I have selected. But I can work in more than one slide. So for example, let's add another slide. Then I'm going to use another I'm going to select another template. For example, I have this one here. Okay. Now, if I want also to change these yellow elements into the orange one, because for example, now that I have this one selected and then I go to refresh, it shows me the colors of this slide. But if I select both slides at the same time with Shift, then refresh, now you see that it shows me the colors of the two slides. I have the black, the grays, I have the yellow, and I have also the orange from the other slide, from the 21 slide. So I repeat the same action that I did before. I copy the code of the orange, the color that I want to copy to put in the yellow elements. So Ctrl C. Then I go to the yellow, Ctrl V, then refresh. Now you see that both slides have the same colors. But if I go to fonts, they don't have the same fonts because on the 21 I have Arial Black and Arial, but in the 22 I have Calibri and Calibri Light, so I can change it again. Now I decided that the things that are Calibri I wanted to be Arial Black, and then the Calibri I wanted to change it for the Arial. Now refresh, and you see that in both slides I have the same fonts and the same colors. So this consistency manager is going to help me a lot with the consistency in my presentation. Maybe I'm working with a lot of slides and I don't realize that I have a lot of fonts in my slide. So what can I do to see which ones are the fonts that I'm using in my presentation? I can select all of the slides, Ctrl A, then I go to fonts, refresh. Now you see that it shows me all of them in the fonts that I have in my presentation. So if I want them to always be, for example, Arial Black for the titles, Arial for the body text, then I just go through the all of the fonts and then I change it for the one that I want. So now I'm sure that all of the slides of my presentation are going to have the same font. So this consistency manager is going to allow me to have consistency, as the name says, in all of my presentations in a very easy way. Now, here also, right next to the consistency manager, we have this command here that is called select similar. The select similar is going to allow me to select the objects based on if they have the same color or the same font size or the same font color or the same outline. So, for example, I have this agenda here. And then maybe I want to select all of these orange circles. So I select one, which is my reference. Always I go to select similar, and in this case, I'm going to select the fill color. So now it selects me all of the elements that have the same color as the first object that I select, which was my reference. Or maybe I want to select all of these titles, and these titles have the same size or the same font color. So I select first the reference, then I go to select similar, and then maybe in this case I can put font color. And it select me all of the text that have the same color. Or maybe in this case here, I go to select similar, maybe font size. And it select me all of the text that have the same font size. Or if I want to select all of these lines here, so I select one first, which is my reference, I go to same size, then outline color. Now, it select me all of the lines with the same color. So this command here is going to help me to select the elements in my slide in a very easy way, just based on the color, the font size, the font type, the font color. So it's very useful. Now we go to the another group, which is images and graphic. In this images and graphic, I can find a very useful thing that we put on the MLC Add-in, which is the graphic library. So how does the graphic library works? I go to the graphic library and you see that this panel here is going to open. What do I find in this graphic library? I have images, which are high quality images. You have a lot of options for them. We are here on the page 1, but you can go through pages and you see that you can find a lot of options for images. So instead of going to your browser and search for the image, because sometimes it's very difficult to find the right image, and then when you find it, you copy paste it to your presentation, and then you realize that the image was very small. So now if you want to use it in all of the slide, it's going to be very pixelated, and it's not in high quality. So here in this graphic library, you don't need to go to the browser. You can stay in PowerPoint, and then you will have a lot of options for images in high quality, and they're free. So they are included in your MLC Add-in license. So what do you need to do? Just put a keyword as you do in your browser in English. So maybe let's say that I want images for meeting. So I put meeting. Then you see that a lot of images for based on this keyword, related to this keyword, are going to appear here. Now I can go, maybe I didn't find the right image in the first page, I can go to the other page, and then so on. So I just make a new slide, and then I select the one that I want to use. So let's say that I want to use this one. Okay. Now, what can we do with this slide? Let's say that I want this image, to be in all of the slides, because you see that there are some space here. So there is another command in the same group that is going to allow me to fit the image to the slide. So I select the image, then I go to right next to graphic library, there is this command here that is fit to slide. Now you see that it puts the image in all of the slide, but maintaining the proportion. So the image is perfect in proportion, but now it's in all of the slide. Maybe if I want to change the focus, what can I do? Right click, crop, and once I do crop, you see that appears this part here, which is darker, which is the rest of the image. But the bright part is the part that is visible now. It's my cut. So what if I want these ones here to be, I can change the position of the image. I know that this bright part is the part that's going to be shown. Maybe I can change the focus of the image, so I can increase the size of the image with Ctrl Shift, and then with the mouse I can increase the size of the image, starting from the center and maintaining the proportion. Now click outside, and now I have the image in all of the slide, in the right proportion and in the focus that I want to give it. Now, what happened if, for example, the image is bigger than my slide? So let's say that, let's go back to this slide here. Let's say that this image is bigger than my slide. I'm going to make a transparency so you can see better that this image is bigger than my slide. You see, now this is my slide and this image is bigger. So what can I do to cut the image but to fit the slide, exactly the slide? So I select the image, then I go to crop, to slide, and you see that now is the same size as my slide. So when the image is smaller than the slide, you can use the fit to slide to fit your slide, to make it as bigger as your slide, or when the image is bigger than the slide, you can use the cut to slide, so it will make a cut that is exactly going to fit your slide. And you can always change this cut. It's not definitive, this cut. So always right click, crop, then you see that I can see the rest of the image. So maybe I want it smaller because I want also this guy to fit here. So Ctrl Shift, and with the mouse I change the focus of the slide. I reduce the size of the image, maintaining the proportion. Now click outside, and I have the final cut. Now we have also other two commands that are very useful for the images. We have the mask effect, and it's going to allow me to have images in different shapes. So how does it work? I'm going to select another image from the graphic library. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's choose this one. I'm going to put it in another slide. So right here. Okay. Okay, now fit to slide to put it in all of the slide. But I don't want this image to be in a rectangle. I wanted it to be in a circle. So how can I change the shape of this image? I go to the shape menu. I select the circle to make a perfect circle with Shift. Now this is the shape that I want. Okay. Now I select first the image, then with Shift I select the shape, then I go to MLC, then I select mask. Now you see that the image is in the shape of a circle, of the shape that I choose. But I want to change the focus because I don't see anything in this cut that I just did it. So right click, cropped, then with Ctrl Shift, I can decide to change the focus of the image. So maybe I just want to put focus on this computer, and it works with any shape in the same exact way. So you select the shape, you put your shape in front of the image, you select the image first, then the shape, then mask, and you will make the image in the same shape as you selected. Now we have the fragment effect. What does this fragment effect do? So it allows me to highlight some parts of a image. So I'm going to select another image. For example, I go to graphic library, then I have, let's say, okay, I have this one. I select the image, fit to slide. Okay, then I just want to make a focus on the computer, for example. I can use any shape that I want. I'm going to select also another circle. With Shift and make the perfect circle. Then I select first the image, then the shape, then MLC, then fragment. Now, maybe it's not very visible, but right here, I'm going to make a zoom. Right here, you can see that there is a very thin line. So, what does this line means is that if I move this part of the image, you see that the image is now fragmented. So now it's in two parts, this part and this part. So before move it, I leave it in the same position. Now I'm going to work in the other part of the image. So I select the other part of the image, right click, format picture. I go to the image, to the picture part, then you see that now I can change the transparency of the image. I can increase the transparency. So what happens if I increase the transparency? That now this part here is going to be highlighted because this one is more transparent. So with this fragment command, I can use it to make focus, to highlight some parts of the slide. I can use it also using a lot of shapes. So, for example, I'm going to select another image that have more, and to select more focus. This one here, fit to slide, then I want to make focus maybe in this one, and in this cell phone here. So I'm going to select this rectangle with rounded corners. So select this, I put this one here with Control, I copy, then I put it bigger maybe, and then with Control I copy again. Now maybe I can put it smaller. These are the three focus that I want to make in my image. Now I select first the image, with Shift I select the other shapes, then MLC fragment. Now these parts are separate from the other part of the image. So I select the rest of the picture, I go to picture, then I increase the transparency, and now I'm creating this effect, which these parts here that have all of the brightness, all of the colors, and this part here that is more transparent is going to highlight these parts here. So this command allows me to highlight some parts of the image. Now we have also here a part that is called special. It's a small menu, special, because it has some special things that they're going to be also very useful for representations. So for example, we have the translation. So I have here a text that is in English. So what if I want to change this text because I need it in Italian, for example? So I just select the text box, I go here to translate, then I select the language in which I want to translate it. So I'm going to select Italian. Okay, now you see that it now is translated in Italian. So now if I also want to translate these bullet points, I select the text box, translate, or let's put here Spanish, for example, Spanish. Now you see that it translated the text in Spanish. So this is very useful if you need some parts of your presentation or all of the presentation in another language. This is a very useful tool that you have here on PowerPoint to change the text to another language. So these are some of the commands, the most common ones of MLC Add-in. They're going to be very helpful in your presentations. They're going to speed up the process of making presentations, and they're also put more consistency in your presentations. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it, and see you next time.